Hi, this is Michael Lamb from Corporate Advisory Solutions with Amy Warrington, our digital marketing specialist. And we're going into Ep.2 of our exit prep video series. And we're going to be talking a lot about market valuation and why we do it, why it's important, and everything else that goes along with it. Amy, let me turn it over to you because you're going to be the one asking me a bunch of questions.
Thanks, Michael. Happy to be here again. So let's start off with what a market valuation assessment is and why companies need to get one.
So a market valuation assessment is basically figuring out for a business owner what their company is worth in today's environment. And there's a lot that goes into them, and I'm not going to sit and bore everybody with every nook and cranny detail, but there are certainly a lot of key things on why somebody should want to do that. And it's more to create a plan for when the right time is to sell their business.
What are some of the factors that are going to determine the fair market value of your company?
Great question. There are really three things that, Amy, that really matter when we're doing the valuation. One is 3 years of financial statements. They could be reviewed, audited, compiled. It doesn't matter as long as we have 3 years of historical financial statements. Number two, getting a snapshot year-to-date financial statements. So whatever fiscal year you've got, taking into account what your financial performance has been year-to-date. And then the third item is really around on a go-forward basis. So your budget for the rest of the year and then into the next year, a forecast of financial performance. Those are kind of the key components for that are essential for a market valuation to get started.
Okay, so you've gathered all of those different things. You've had somebody come and take a look at it, and it's not what you were expecting as a business owner, and you're a little disappointed. Is there anything you can do?
Absolutely, there is, Amy, and that's where we come into play, because as a part of the market valuation assessment, we're not just going to leave you hanging, right, and say, oh well, your valuation is off 25% than what you expected. We're going to help create a bit of a roadmap for you and make recommendations under a short, medium, and long-term basis to try to help you increase the value of the business. You don't have to use us to do it necessarily. You may have other advisors or inside the company could help you kind of do those types of initiatives, but we definitely will give you a strategy on how we think, what things you'll need to do in order to increase the valuation.
Okay, so once we have done those things and once we've increased our valuation, what's next?
Next is we've got to spend the time and figure out how to, number one, how we're going to go about doing that. But number two, figuring out, and this turns into our next episode, Amy, in terms of the timing and who buys the business and all of those types of things. It's kind of like when you're going in, you're about to play a soccer game, a basketball game, whatever. The more preparation you do in advance of going out to the street and talking to buyers, you want to have a game plan before you do it. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next episode, is we're going to lay out some of the key strategies to prevent any big issues that come up when you're in the marketplace.
Awesome. Yes, our next episode will be about market timing exit analysis. So we will be premiering that, I believe, next week. And is there anything else you wanted to tell us about initial market valuation assessments before we go?
No, I think, look, I want to, I think that's a good lead into next week, but I will tell you, it's really, really important to prepare, and that preparation is key for success when it comes to M&A. But before we go, Amy, please, all the listeners out there in Cyberland, please like our YouTube channel, follow us on social media. We're trying to push this out there to the marketplace, and the more followers, the better.